Now on CoastTV News.
The 100th Chincoteague Pony Swim, a century in, and it just gets better and better. The sights, the sounds of Delmarva's most unique tradition.
Bacteria beach warnings.
We're a little disappointed, frankly.
A swim advisory hits Cape Henlopen and Deauville Beach.
After we shake off this heat, some serious storms are headed our direction.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Wild ponies swimming across the Assateague Channel. Good evening, I'm Christina D. Robertis.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with something you won't see anywhere else, the Chincoteague Pony Swim.
Here's a shot of the roughly 150 Chincoteague ponies taking a rest after swimming across the channel. Now, the purpose of the swim and the pony auction is primarily a fundraiser for the Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company and to check on the beloved wild ponies. But as Coast TV's Madeline Overturf shows us, it's about keeping a century-old tradition alive.
A front row seat to a sight like no other. Chincoteague's wild ponies resting and grazing on grass. After an incredible journey, a swim across the Assateague Channel. This is the 100th annual Chincoteague Pony Swim. But before we got here, we had to get here. Thousands of spectators arriving before dawn.
She planned this trip in January and said, "Mom, you want to do this mother-daughter trip?" And I said, "Yes." Yeah, it's just like a dream.
Gleefully braving the marsh, mud, and muck. The swim across the Assateague Channel is only about 5 minutes long. But for the boaters you see behind me, they've been here for hours ahead of sunrise. And it's not just hours of anticipation for them. For many, it's years of waiting and, honestly, a dream come true. All eyes on the water as the ponies cross. Saltwater cowboys, primarily Chincoteague firefighters, ensuring each and every animal gets to shore safely. A collective feeling of joy at seeing this spectacle, though everyone's motivations were beautifully varied.
I'm really excited. It's been on my bucket list literally my entire life, and I have 3 horses, and I've always wanted a Chincoteague pony, and my goal is to be a saltwater cowgirl eventually.
It was a bucket list of my husband's, and he passed away a year ago, and this was the 100th anniversary, so we decided we would come.
The swim and ensuing auction raises money for the fire department, which manages the herd.
We did $547,000 last year in fundraising with the ponies, and we're hoping to do more than that this year.
Horse lovers and those who love them in community on one small island.
That mud will wash off, but those memories you have are going to last forever.
As the ponies walk away from the channel and into town for the next few days, crowds cheered. And everyone, or even just a moment, remembering what it means to be a part of something special.
In the entire Chincoteague Island, you know, it's a beautiful place. I always would tell people during my journey, doing life, about this beautiful, magical place.
Upholding tradition, one swim and step at a time. In Chincoteague, I'm Madeline Overturf.
What a great event. Let's tell you all a little bit more about the swim. It is the 100th year of the organized swim that benefits the fire department. The records show colonists rounded up ponies going all the way back to the 17th century. The pony swim and auction, it is today beginning 100 years ago because of a devastating fire. Back in 1937, it was reported 25,000 people attended the swim. But the Chincoteague Pony Swim became famous worldwide when that beloved children's book, Misty of Chincoteague, was published. That was in 1947, which is why many people to this day say it's the reason they learned about this corner of the Eastern Shore.
And at today's Pony Swim, Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin was named an honorary member of the Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Department. He also issued a proclamation for the 100th anniversary.
I actually want to make sure that everybody understands that this event is done by volunteers, this event is done by this community, and this event is brought to you by Chincoteague, Virginia.
And the next event is tonight. It is the raffle drawing for King Neptune. That was the first foal that crossed the water. That's happening at 7:30. But the big auction, that is tomorrow morning. Each year the foals are auctioned off to raise money for the Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company and the vets that take care of the ponies. It ensures the herd stays within its 150 pony limit, which is required per a federal permit. Some foals are buybacks. That means they stay with the herd. Really what you're doing there is purchasing the right to name the animal. This year's auction begins at 8 a.m. on Thursday.
And the pony fun just doesn't stop there. The Chincoteague Volunteer Firemen's Carnival continues through Saturday. That's from 7 to 11 p.m. with a finale fireworks show. All proceeds go to the fire company to provide care for the ponies and keep Chincoteague Island safe during emergencies. And if you missed the pony swim this morning, not to worry, you can still watch. Just go to DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com and you can see the whole thing.
Full disclosure, you will have to create a Delmarva Sports Network Plus subscription to watch the swim this way. And for a full guide to all pony swim activities, including the next few days, head to CoastTV.com. Meanwhile, it's the topic of the day, so let's get to it. Our Coast TV poll, we want to know what's the most iconic pony swim image.
Let's take a look at the updated results now. Most people still love seeing those ponies in the water, 17% with the saltwater cowboys, 12% like to see the foals on shore. I know that's Charlie's favorite, and 3% say the pony auction.
It is my favorite, and if you haven't voted yet, you still can. Go to CoastTV.com or use our mobile app. Also, you can leave us a comment there. We're going to show you updated results on Coast TV News at 11.
Now we're going to go ahead and take a live look into Ocean City and turn things to our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams. Paul, it's hot, but you say it's going to cool down.
It is, but that's going to be thanks to some thunderstorms that could bring a problem with flooding our way, believe it or not. So it's kind of six in one hand, half a dozen another, kind of deciding on if this is a good thing or not such a good thing. But we're at 93 degrees currently in Lewis. The dew point temperature is 76, winds at about 8 miles per hour. For this evening, we're going to stay clear for the night in Lewis. We'll drop down to 86 degrees as early as 8 o'clock in the evening. Now we have an active flood watch, but this is primarily because of the heavy downpours we are expecting Thursday afternoon going to really Thursday evening is the timing that we see for right now. And this is for all of Sussex, but throughout the inland areas as well, including Sycamore, Laurel, Bacons, Delmar, and Ward. But this is also covering the entire state. And so this is going to affect more than likely for us on Friday after we get past the Thursday night anticipated rain in the area. And this is not just us, it's covering really the Northeast in general. Just an update on the air quality. We've now been back to a moderate level, so we're at yellow. We were at orange yesterday. Now we're back to yellow, so it's getting progressively better. Just on the other side of the water, we're still at orange levels up there towards portions of New Jersey. Here's where the temperatures stand right now. We're at 89 in Lewis, 89 Milton, 94 is in Georgetown, but it feels like 109 in Redden and 103 in Seaford. More on that rain that's on the way coming up in a moment. Till then, back to you, Charlie.
Thank you, Paul. Swimming advisories were posted by DenRec at Deauville Beach and Cape Henlopen State Park yesterday afternoon. We've already had warnings like this earlier in the summer, and even though the advisory was lifted today around 3 p.m., people at the beach are still a little worried about it. The term fecal indicator bacteria, not exactly a winning slogan, and beachgoers tell us it's just gross. The advisory for Deauville Beach and the main beach at Cape Henlopen State Park went into effect on Tuesday afternoon, and as mentioned, it was specifically for what's called fecal indicator bacteria. DenRec says that can come from various natural and human sources, storm, water, pet waste, even trash. And knowing this, some beachgoers we spoke with opted to avoid the water today.
At the local swimming pool, yeah, when a kid has an accident, it's shut down. They have to shock it, everybody out of the water. Well, you're not going to be able to do that in the ocean, are you?
And this is a tale we've already told on Coast TV this summer. Just last week, the same advisories were in place at Herring Point Beach and Lewis Beach North, plus earlier this month, Rehoboth Beach faced a similar 24-hour swim advisory. While walking his dog, a 68-year-old man was hit by a car. That's according to the Millville Volunteer Fire Company. He was then airlifted to a trauma hospital this morning. The pedestrian was hit while crossing the street at Central Avenue and Substation Road. DSP Activation Section, Ocean View PD, and Millville Volunteer Fire Company responded to the scene. Police say the driver was not injured and refused EMS treatment. The pedestrian's dog was also unscathed.
Well, canopy conversations are going on in one Delaware beach town. South Bethany leaders are pitching in on whether or not to regulate canopies and tents on the beach. Some possible rules include size and how long canopies can be on the beach, also how many sides they have. Ocean City and Fenwick Island have recently adopted beach tent and canopy regulations. The discussion comes from concerns that large tents can obstruct views or access to the beach. But one beachgoer says regulation would be an overstep.
I think the umbrellas are a little bit more dangerous than the larger tents because of the, pole that goes in doesn't always get secured. I think the larger tents actually have a better foundation, so it's safer for everybody on the beach.
The proposal is expected to be talked over at a town council meeting next week. And we are just getting started tonight.
The finishing touches on an exciting season of high school summer basketball just a day away.
Storms are brewing to our west. I'll give you the timing of them coming up.
But first, lanternflies have been washing up on shore. That story when we're back in just 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, these lanternflies are an invasive threat to fruit crops and many trees.
Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zapay is live in Lewis. Kevin, these bugs are slowly popping up.
Guys, we're here along the Lewis Beach, a place where these lanternflies are popping up. Now, these bugs don't bite or sting people. They're known for damaging crops and trees. Strom Edwards, Lewis Beach Patrol Captain, says he's seen 30 to 15 lanternflies on the beach over the past week and believes he may know why.
I think that they're landing on our dunes and planting their eggs or eating the plants, and they're just, when the wind changes, they're blowing into the bay.
The flies are invasive and can multiply fast, but the Delaware Department of Agriculture are no longer asking people to report sightings. James Campbell is a local in Ocean City who loves going to the beach every weekend, and this spring was the first time he's ever seen a lanternfly in town.
I've seen one here in Ocean City, down by the bay. I have a place on Seawood Road, and it's probably this past spring, and we ended up killing it like they told us to, stomp it and then report it and everything.
We spoke with the lifeguard off camera who says he's seen a few lanternflies near 119th Street wash up on shore. Jamie Falcon, sergeant of the Ocean City Beach Patrol, says they know who to call if more lanternflies show up.
If we start to hear of something like that, we have a strong relationship with Maryland Department of Natural Resources as well as Maryland Coastal Bays.
Falcon says no reports have been made in Ocean City this summer. Now, if you do see these spotted lanternflies, officials say you should kill it. I'm Kevin Zapay, live in Lewis, Coast TV News.
Looking for increasing cloud cover for your golf forecast. Should be able to get in a lot of the holes before the rain shows up. But we are expecting a chance of late rain, and it's still going to be hot and humid as well. We're expecting a significant amount of rain to hit in a very short period of time. And with that being our primary focus for the next, let's say, 48-hour period, we're going to be concerned about the possibility of flooding in some areas. And we have some advisories or some watches to pass along to you as well. Our dry tech camera in Ocean City, 83 degrees, dew point of 75. Now, we will settle down to 80 degrees even with clear skies by 10 o'clock for this evening. Cloud cover is not going to be an issue for tonight. Now, we'll see increasing cloud cover for tomorrow, setting up for that chance of rain during the evening hours primarily. 82 degrees right now in Rehoboth Beach. We're holding at 90, and not only in Georgetown, but also 90 degrees currently for us in Millsboro, 88 Dagsboro, 89 Gumboro, Laurel, and Delmar. But what does it feel like right now? Well, it feels every bit of heat and humidity you could ever want in a summer day. 104, that's what it feels like in Seaford right now. It feels like 109 in Redden, 105 Ocean Pines. And it's gotten better in Ocean Pines because we were hovering at about a 109 earlier, about an hour ago. And it feels like 101 degrees currently in Milton. So the muggy meter is ticking right along between very humid and expected to spike to miserable for Thursday just before that rain shows up, and then that's going to drop us down like a bad Dow investment, you know what I'm saying? Right down towards comfy, actually, when you take a look at the scale. But because the heavy amount of rain that we're expecting in such a short period of time, we have a flood watch in effect. Now, it's for all of Sussex, but it also includes Kent County and really includes the entire state. We're looking for a wave of rain that's going to hit real fast, real hard in a short period of time, and that's why we're concerned about flash flooding to occur. But before that happens, we'll warm to 90 degrees in Georgetown. We'll get up to about 91 in Cambridge as well as Vienna, and then we'll warm to about 88 in Berlin, Snow Hill 89, Pocomoke City 89. Now along the coast, we're going to hover between, let's say, 85 to 87 degrees, watching out for spotty showers and isolated pockets like Lewis. Now, as we go into Thursday, before the rain hits, we're looking for the heat index to climb to 100 in Long Neck, 102 in Ellendale, Milton, Georgetown, 103 Seaford and Delmar. So we have one more afternoon of really hot and humid conditions. Now let's talk about that rain. Look at this ominous look at what we're expecting for Thursday in the afternoon, about 7:30 for Seaford, Delmar, and Salisbury. Right around 7:30, right along Highway 16 and right along 13. Then it pushes on over here towards Millsboro later on. Now, another view of this, we're looking at it moving through Milton by 8 o'clock tomorrow, okay? Along Highway 9, really cutting off visibility in a major way down towards Millsboro. And then it'll be sliding right over Dewey Beach, Bethany Beach, and Fenwick Island right around 8:30. So we see that time frame between 7 and 9 o'clock tomorrow. That's going to be the witching hour for these storms, okay? And we'll keep a close eye on that and track that for you. But then, generally speaking, we're looking for it to stay very clear for us with our beach forecast. We're looking for it to stay in the 80s until we get to the 70s going into the weekend. And finally, here's a look at your extended forecast.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
13 teams finished regular season play. 8 made the playoffs, and then there were 4. That's how many teams are left in the Maryland Supreme Summer League, and a victor will be crowned in just about 24 hours. The top seed, fittingly, is Top Cut, a squad representing Lycoming High School. It takes on the 7-seeded Laurel Dogs, made up of Laurel players. That should be a fun one, with Vic Collins on Top Cut and Pop and Buggy Thompson on the Dogs. On the other side of the bracket, it's the 3-seed Johnson's Trucking against the 4-seed Bury Tavern. They represent Mardella and Cambridge South Dorchester, respectively. Both of those matchups take place at 6:15, and the winners immediately play in the championship game at 7:30. Anything could happen, but for something to watch for, a potential matchup between Top Cut's Vic Collins and Mardella, who he played for last winter. DSN will have full coverage from the Worcester County Rec Center over in Snow Hill. You can watch one of the semifinal games plus the championship on DSN. We'll go live at 6:10 with full coverage of the league's final day. And if you miss it, you can catch the final score at 10:30 for highlights. That's it for sports. Have a great night, Delmarva.
Taking a look in Milford, looking at a very beautiful skyline, and we are going to stay clear for the rest of the evening, dropping down to 83 degrees under mostly clear skies by 9 o'clock. Quick reminder, we do have a flood watch in effect. Although it doesn't seem like we should be worried about a lot of rain, it's really for Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening between 7 and 9 o'clock. We're expecting those heavy showers to hit. By the way, Darlene Colati of Frankfurt, you're our umbrella giveaway winner. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away, sponsored by the law office of Brockstead, Mandalis, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your 10-day forecast. Listen, after the rain on Thursday, it cools us off dramatically. And then over the weekend, we become cool.
All right. Thank you again, Paul, and thanks for joining us for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, for more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.